Hey y'all, welcome back to the Engineer Next Door. Today we're going to do an oil change on a 2000 Chevy Silverado 1500. So let's get right into it. Alright y'all, here's a few items that you're going to need. Obviously some oil, an oil catch pan. My truck's a little bit older and has over 200,000 miles, so I like to use a Lucas heavy duty oil stabilizer as well. Here's an oil filter wrench, a ratchet with a 15mm socket, an oil filter, and then a fuel cleaner. I like to use one of those every time I change my oil. So that's what we're going to use today, and let's get her done.
Pull your truck onto a level surface. In my case, I have my garage floor. If you have a driveway or on the street, that will do just fine. Pop the hood. Once you get the hood popped open, this is a 5.3 liter engine. Some other common engines for Chevy is 4.3 or 4.8, so your engine might look a little bit different, but your engine oil filler neck is going to be on the left side with a yellow cap. Go ahead and unscrew your engine oil filler cap. This will allow the engine oil to drain much quicker. Locate your engine oil drain plug right on the bottom of your engine. Make sure your engine oil drain pan is underneath the bolt after you unscrew it counterclockwise. Loosen the rest of the drain plug by hand and let the oil drop out. And while you're waiting for the oil to drain, you can move on to your oil filter. Use your oil filter wrench to help you turn the oil filter counterclockwise and pull the oil filter off. As you wait for the oil to drain on both the oil filter and the oil pan, you wait about 5 minutes till the oil drips all the way out. And while we're down here, we're going to take a shop rag and wipe our surface clean. Now with our new oil filter, we're going to pre-fill it with our new oil and also run a thin layer of the new oil on the gasket itself with our finger. Now with your new pre-filled oil filter, you'll screw it on clockwise until the filter touches the gasket, and then just give it 1/4 turn more. Go ahead and clean up any surfaces that you may have spilled oil on, and clean your drain plug and screw it back in clockwise, and go ahead and tighten it up with a ratchet. Now that we're back up top from the engine, we're going to start adding our oil. And so what we're going to do first is add the whole bottle of Lucas oil stabilizer, and then we'll add the remaining about 4 quarts of Pennzoil to supplement the remaining oil capacity needed. Once you're done pouring, screw your cap back on.
Alright, now for the moment of truth. So this is your oil gauge here on the bottom. We're going to see that drop when you put the key in. And then, oh, now it's at 0. Hear the pump go. And let's see if we build pressure. Boom. There we go. Perfect. You want to be right around 40 psi. A little bit higher is alright on these older ones, but looks like we're good. A little bit last but not least here, like this Lucas Deep Fuel Cleaner. So take off your gas and put it in your fuel tank. didn't miss. Start up your truck and then go check for leaks. Don't see anything leaking, so should be good to go. Dipstick right here, and that will measure your engine's oil. Make sure you check that in, I don't know, about 10 miles or so. Go take a test drive and then come back and make sure the oil's filled. If it's not, then top her off.
Now what we need to do is recycle the old oil at our local auto parts store. What I like to do is take the new oil container and use that empty container to dump out the old oil. And what's shown here is taking a pencil and marking the top of the cap, and then also a piece of electrical tape just indicating that this is used oil. Next, just making sure all my fluids are filled up, windshield washer fluid, coolant, etc. Now just close up the hood and take it for a test drive.
Last but not least here, we got to mark our mileage and figure out when our last mile change was. So 205,046. Okay, and what I like to do is just mark it in my phone here, put the date, mileage, and what I did for maintenance. So that way I can just keep a record, and if I ever sell the truck, I can give it to the next person. So just pass it on down, and it's always good to keep record of your maintenance.